Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. We're going to cover the SPY, the QQQ, SOXX, and then a few other charts in this show. Let's jump right into it. There was news that President Trump is inking a deal, but we've heard that before. Here's the S&P 500. Pivot low here, and this is on the weekly time frame. Pivot high here, secondary hit, third hit. This is on, again, weekly time frame. Zoom into the charts, and we finally got rejected, and now we're above this upswing trend line. So because this is the third hit of this upswing trend line, even though we've closed above, it doesn't mean that we're breaking out to the upside on the S&P 500. What this could be telling us is that there is a little bit more bullishness that needs to happen and get all the bulls on board before an eventual rollover. Look at how many weeks up in a row we've gotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks up in a row. We could finish this short week out green, and it looks like we're going to have that happen. What we're going to do is have to monitor what happens with this upswing trend line. This is a lot of resistance, and we've already gotten rejected there once. Once we do confirm above or make a continuation move on the weekly time frame, we could be looking at a $780 S&P 500 or SPY. Now, we are still way overextended. So the stock market is due for some sort of a pullback. This was a pretty substantial move from the lows all the way up, a 19 to 20% move off of the lows just from the 30th of March, 2026. Overly accelerated. So what I'm looking at is a potential down move. I'm going to create a pivot low, secondary pivot low. Here's where I anticipate price action ending up heading down to. Not only this pivot top, but if we do break that pivot top, this upswing trend line right here, about $675, is where the next level of support on the S&P 500 needs to get down to once we can confirm a breakdown of this upswing trend line. We still are intact, though. We broke below, confirmed, and so a retrace to the scene of the crime on a retrace would be around $780. So that's a decent drive to the upside. The QQQ ended up breaking this upswing trend line that we had monitored previously, but it also got a lot of support on this upswing trend line, and that's where we got our bounce, and then we continue to move to the upside. So again, we're skirting an upswing trend line. Draw this trend line here. Look at this. Now we're skirting this lower upswing trend line. Once we break that, then we need to break through this double top at $719.85. Once we do that, then we're going to respect this upswing trend line. This needs to get broken. When that happens, there's going to be a lot of selling pressure on the QQQ, and then we're going to look for a downside move to at least $681.43, if not all the way back into this level at $637.03. So the QQQ needs a pretty substantial pullback. It hasn't ever come back to retest this on a technical basis. More often than not, price action likes to come back and retest after a breakout. Again, it hasn't done that. And so once these trend lines break, then we should see a lot more downside. The inflation is high. One caveat, though, is we are having a pullback in the 10-year yield. We're also having a pullback in U.S. oil. And so that's bringing additional money flow into the markets. And that's why the S&P 500 and the QQQ continue to drive up. Let's go into the SOXX. So this is the PHLX SOXX Semiconductor Sector Index Fund. What I told you guys yesterday is you could treat this like a topping tail. Wide range red bar candle. Once we get above $584.38 on a daily closing basis, then this potential reversal candle will be taken out. And just like a topping tail, that's where your stop out would be. Right now, because we're starting to get volatility in the SOXX, this is telling me that it's going to be some profit takers continuing to emerge, and we should see a pullback to at least this high pivot area at $533.55, if not ultimately down to this $461.71 level. This is going to be a pretty substantial pivot top that price action on the SOXX will eventually get down to. And then what we have to do is monitor this upswing trend line. pivot top here, or pivot low here, secondary hit. So this would be the upsloping trend line. After the third hit, fourth hit, fifth hit, then we are going to break down, and then we're going to get a pretty sharp drop down again, all the way back down to about $462.70 or so in that area. ASTS had the nice drop off of $129.89 level. Notice how price action got above it, got all the bulls on board, and then all of a sudden we had this sharp pullback. Now, this was on the news that it had the launch didn't go as planned. And so now it's got a delay of its 45 satellites that are going into orbit. They have to delay that. And so this is putting a damper on the price action of ASTS. It still has potential to go up. Once we can take out $129.89, again, that would be the third hit of a double top. So it would be a triple top. That would indicate that there are a lot more buyers in this than there are sellers. And then it's going to take off and go out of the stratosphere. It's going to go up to at least about $150 to $175, or could even go up to $100 or $200 on this chart of ASTS. But it has to get back up to this level, and it has to successfully launch those satellites into orbit. MU is having a nice push to the upside today. Still hasn't gotten up to its pre-market highs that happened. I believe it was on Wednesday of this week. Today, my shortable level is 100. Wow. Let's go ahead and change that. $1,047 is that shortable level for me on MU today. Look at what happened after we broke this upsloping trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, respected it, got above, made a continuation move above, even though this was a red bar candle, closed above $917.64. So continued that up move. Never came back in and retested this upsloping trend line. So this is still favoring more of a bullish move to the upside. You are going to have some resistance at the psychological level of $1,000. What we'd like to see happen is price action to get to this upsloping trend line again. Once it can do that, consolidate on top of it, weaken this support level, and then drive this down. Again, my targets are $776 and all the way down to $750 before an eventual continued fall. I still see MU coming to $461.54. Now, that's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of price action and a lot of sellers to come in, a lot of bullish or a bearish sentiment to drive the markets down. But that's where I think it's going to eventually get to. Again, it's a breakout, needs to retrace to that level. NVIDIA is coming back up here. We never really officially confirmed below $212.47. Look at how price action got respected. This is a broken trend. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, got back below. Your retrace was right here, close to this $216.56 level. This is your line in the sand. If we recapture this upsloping trend line, NVIDIA is going to head higher and likely head all the way back up to $235.80 before facing its real first level of resistance. But now that we're below this upsloping trend line, what I would like to see is what happens. Does it create a bear flag? Price consolidation on $212.47. If that happens, then we're consolidating on top of support, which would actually favor a continued move to the downside. So there are a lot of things that you got to wait for in the price action of NVIDIA. It's already passed its earnings report. And so, again, 206.88 is still my long level today. My shortable level today would be a pierce of $222.26. So those are my shortable levels. Got to wait to see what happens with price action. Break below 206.88. We're heading down to 195.29. Oracle had a nice push. If you guys would have gotten into this trade yesterday, you would have basically been flat on the trade. So congratulations if you exited that day trade. Today, my shortable level is $223.01. That is where I'm looking to enter a short trade on Oracle today. If it does close above that on a 15-minute closing basis, I'm going to look to stop out of the trade, because that was where I would that would continue, or that would indicate that there's potential more upside. Not a swing trade. This is just a day trade for me on ORCL. ARM had this nice push, finally got above 350 bucks, had a nice pullback. That was my level yesterday. It never got up to that level. So for me, now that had gotten above $350 already, my next shortable level would be 375, and that would be for a day trade today. If we do get a sell-off, you should get a lot of support at $200 or $302.67. So if you're aggressive, that is where you pick ARM up for a nice strong gap in the charts and a nice day trade. Speaking of gap, GAP had a nice sell-off today. Look at what happened. Had this huge sell-off from $25 where it closed. If it drops down into this $20.05 level, this is where I'd be loving to pick up gap for a day trade, not a swing trade. I have to wait 3 to 5 days to determine what happens because you still have this gap in the charts sitting at $19.70. And then this gap in the charts, this is where I would pick up GAP for a swing trade. Hopefully it can get down there so I can scoop some of it up on a swing trade basis, but that's where I'd love to get in. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. If you guys are getting something out of this, please make sure you're liking, you're following, subscribing, and sharing with those friends so that way they can get the same information you're getting. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.